but we get manipulated into thinking astrology is bad or astrology is evil, or the newspaper says today you're feeling lucky, and you're like, I don't feel lucky at all. That doesn't apply to me. Astrology, the depths of it, really help you understand. Like my wife and I were talking about this last night, like, and this was really more of her awareness, so I want to give her credit to say your birthday is like a code. And when you look at your birthday and when you look astrologically, you're like, oh my God, I chose everything. Like, I'm a Scorpio stellium, so I have more than 3 planets in Scorpio. And the way that it got explained to me in layman's terms, just in simple format, is that I'm here to learn as much as I possibly can to share with other people. When I heard it in the way that they phrased it, I was like, oh my God, that's why I just kept on learning and learning and learning and learning. And then finally, in divine timing, I'm able to communicate that with people. So I appreciate when people say like, oh, I like this way of thinking, or I like how you say that. It's honoring the fact that the people that don't align with our message, the narcissist, the person who's not emotionally aware, the person who doesn't take the time, is saying, you have a purpose, so I'm going to drive you crazy, and I'm going to manipulate you and gaslight you and tell you that you're wrong and that you're stupid, until you actually rise up and you trust yourself and you speak up. And then there you start to see the power that you possess. This is why they say life is a game, because afterwards you realize, like how I did, I'm like, oh my God, like I've been so doubtful because of this one person. And that's where you can laugh at that illusion of like, wow, I really thought that I had it figured out. Then when I started doing what society tells us is greedy or selfish, all of a sudden, all these amazing, kind, generous, loving, solution-based people come into my life that I'm like, oh, I needed to love myself. I needed to focus on myself. I got lied to by society. Thank you for the lie. Now I can help other people in my own authentic language. And the other people who aren't meant to receive it, maybe next lifetime, maybe never. However, the people that do receive it, that are really open to it, that's where we build community, and that's where we find purpose, instead of, this is my age, this is where I should be at, and I'm not there, so now I'm not good enough. This is the beautiful part of the awakening, is being able to express the anger and express the sadness and release all of that, to see. And this is why I love that you're talking about this. That's where you see that life is a game. That's where you see like, oh my God, my soul misses the devastation. My soul misses the heartbreak, because when you and I cross over, everything's perfect. There is no pain. There is no suffering. We actually yearn for this, to see, lastly, if we have the courage to be curious, to pick ourselves up, to forgive other people without that expectation, and to be open-minded, and to see, is this truth or is there more truths? And your truth and my truth might not be the same. However, let me do my best to understand your truth, because maybe you don't connect with my story. Vulnerably, emotionally, however, if I told you I felt unwanted in my life, I put all my chips on the fact that you felt that way before. Now we're the same.
Exactly. And that's the only way to evolve when you think about it. Cooperation is key. Think about all the trillions or billions of cells in your body working together, cooperating to make your body just function perfectly. Everything in place, the bowels, the cardiovascular circuitry, the nervous system, the skeletal structure. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, that's a perfect example of how we, the human race, should be.